Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today's video is a weird one. It's one that I thought we'd never be discussing on stream based around demonology, because for the first time in, as far as I can think back, demonology is not playing the Felguard at times in dungeons. And today we're going to talk about why. Okay, so I want to break down today why this is happening, why it's probably going to keep happening, and probably what needs to happen to fix this, which honestly, there's not much. It's probably a pretty easy fix overall. This hits a bit on the feedback that I want to give for demonology in the video this week. Later on, we're doing a video on Demo, Destro, and AF individually, as long as I have the time to do it all, heading into 12.1 PTR, which is going to be happening probably in a month or so. Regardless, though, so we've seen this build being played a bit by both Baby Brain and Abby as well. I think Abby did like a 20 Nexus point a few weeks ago, or days ago, with the no Felguard build. Now, for a bit of a catch up here, for those that aren't aware, the bug with Fel armaments was fixed a few days ago, so you're not double dipping, getting permanent Felstorm and Felguard anymore, and that in conjunction with losing single target a bit with our Apex talent change in 0.1, we sort of shifted back to playing Rapidity, Imp Gang Boss, and also some are playing Inner Demons or Rituals and stuff in that build. It looks sort of like this. This is the current build for Demo and M+ currently, for the most part. However, like we talked about a minute ago, some people are shifting out of Felguard and playing Rituals. And it's not because Rituals is better than Felguard. It's because we don't have a kick. Now, we have a kick when it comes to Felguard, but it's more of a weird hybrid stun kick with Axe Toss, and due to the fact that we lost our kick, our actual spell lockout, on a 24-second cooldown this patch due to being too strong, we once again are back in this weird place of well, we have Axe Toss, which is a half-minute cooldown with travel time when he throws the axe. The half the time doesn't hit in time. That also stuns the mob and does not lock it out of the School of Magic, basically causing it to run into the pack. And after playing for about a week or two without our kick, without our dog being just a purge now, it is noticeable how many times I'm watching a mob in the back of the room. It's over there casting. I'm just looking at it. I'm not going to Axe Toss it because it's just going to stun it. And if someone tries to kick it at the same time as I Axe Toss, well, there goes their kick and now it's stunned. It feels terrible. We need to find some way to make Axe Toss or give the Felguard a spell lockout and a real kick. I want to hit on it more in the feedback video in a few days, but I just want to mention briefly that I know in PvP, the Axe Toss stun is very important. I get it. I don't PvP. I don't want to leave y'all out either. I don't know how to fix it, but it's worth drawing attention to there. Maybe somehow make it a talent you can talent into. I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to hate me for saying that too, but point being, I know it's a problem there as well. Losing the stun if you make Axe Toss a lockout only. I don't know the solution, but something's got to happen. But the main reason people are pulling out of Felguard is because the damage is not as good anymore with the bug being double dipped in. It's still better than Rituals, but the fixing of the bug in conjunction with losing our kick and everything else has put players into playing the Felhunter over Felguard when you get into higher keys. Survivability is very important when it comes to higher keys and higher content in general, whether it's keys, rating, PvP alike, mechanics, survivability, important. And having that kick, pretty good. At the same time, being able to play the Felhunter as demonology gives you two purges in a sense. You can play, you can play like dog for a purge here. Oh no, it did. You can play your dog over your MP1 for a purge, wherever you want to go, or wherever you are. But now that you have Felhunter baseline, you have the baseline purge with baseline spell lock. You also have Singe with your imp. Or if you want two purges for whatever reason, if you're in a Mizar Caverns or something like that, play two dogs. Whatever. Right? Be a BM hunter. But I want to break down these builds here, talk about the damage, loss, gain, whatever, and talk about if it's good for you. Because honestly, you're probably going to see this happening more over the next few weeks, possibly, depending how high people go in keys. Okay, so here's Abigail's log from a +20 Nexus point. It was run, I think, yesterday. Yep, there we go. Their overall pet damage contribution from their main pet, right? Jufun in the Sayad. About 0.5%, give or take. So about 0.5%. Not a crazy amount. Now, we're not playing this for doing more damage than the Felguard. It does less, obviously. But the utility of having that kick, the spell lockout, on a shorter cooldown, without as much travel time, and also having the lockout, very, very important, and the purge, right? Multiple things. Pretty strong and solid, right? So keep in mind 0.49%. The build they're playing is this. All you do is pull Felguard talent and hop into practice rituals, and there you go. Same pathing here, everything else is the same. I have two other logs here. This log is from May 3rd, and this log here is from April 21st. So this log here is the pre-bug fix to Fel armaments, when it was still double dipping and giving you permanent Felstorm basically to your Felguard build. More AoE based build here without rapidity and incoming boss. The damage breakdown here, you can see this is like max Felguard damage for the bug fix came in, right? About 8%. These are all Mizar caverns, like 20s and 21s. Obviously groups vary, polls vary, all that, I get it, but this is the best reference point that I have. So he's sitting here at about, stop please, about 8%. Felstorm being 5.79%. Legion Strike being 1.74, Melee 0.45, and Pursuit, so on and so forth, right? Now, the difference here between the bug being active, like pre-bug fix and post-bug fix, here is a post-bug fix log. This is a 21 cavern. Here is a 21 cavern as well. I'm going to cough. Felguard doing a solid 4%, so it's about, give or take, double the damage, 7.98 to 4.12. You can round up or down, however you want to look at it. Felstorm being 0.93%. Comparatively to, we have a solid 5.79. Also, Felstorming a bit less means more energy for Legion Strike, so striking more, so on and so forth. I believe that's still how it works, all that, but a significant drop off. So this is what you're going to see. Basically playing, if you were playing the show as well, this build here, no double dipping stuff here, it's fixed, just playing Felguard with the more single target based talents, rapidity, Imking Boss, and the Apex talent, obviously. This has been the build that everyone's playing up until about, well, whenever this build emerged with no Felguard, right? So the current build, post hot fixes, post, 1205 with Felguard, this is the breakdown roughly you're seeing. Felguard being about 4%, which is, for being the juiced up like big pet for demonology, horrendous. Like, we can just buff Felguard damage a good bit to make it so it's like more relevant and you want to play it, but our main pet, like, being this low is diabolical in a bad way. I do like demonology's Apex talent overall. There's a bit of RNG to it as well still, but it does feel like adding a lot of power to Dominion of Argus and rituals has devalued demonology's core pets a good bit, like outside of imps and stuff. And obviously it varies a bit, but like, I mean, the breakdown here is like 21% Argus, followed by Ritual, followed by Hand of Gul'dan. I mean, this is like 55% of our damage is just Hand of Gul'dan, or Ruination, Rituals, and Argus. And you have Tyrant at 10, Dogs at 7, Hellenbeck Imps at 7, Implosion, Felguard being 4%, Charhound being 3, and it's like, it obviously varies a bit more than single target, but I feel like our core pets aren't that strong anymore due to that profile shifting so much. So we can just bump Felguard up a bit, obviously, and maybe change things a bit to like counteract that, but its damage is not incredibly impressive. Now, it's 4% comparatively to 0.49, but the fact of the matter is that you gain that ability to have Spell Lock again from your Felhunter, which we had up until last week, but it was taken away in 0.05. You have that Spell Lock, you have that Lockout, you have the ability to say, hey, there's a mob over here that's casting that I can't get to, and we're fighting right here. I see it free casting, everyone else kicked. Oh, let me Spell Lock that, let me kick. As a Demo Lock with Axe Toss, I just throw an axe with travel time, it hits, it's stunned, and it starts casting again. Won't run in. If someone else tries to kick at the same time, I just stun it and their kick's wasted. They won't run in either way. It feels terrible. Like, we need some way to kick a mob in and lock the school of magic and have it run to us. I can't tell you how frustrating it's been playing like that the last few weeks with it being gone. But that, in conjunction, let me just change builds here. Basically, my weak or add-on broke because I'm playing without a Felguard's Demonology, but that, in conjunction with having Purge from our dog just active passively by playing Felhunter as well, and then having Singe from Grimoire Imp, or if you even Grimoire Felor, whatever it is, or if you want double Purge for whatever reason, just play the dog. There you go, right? Having this baseline as Demonology does feel pretty good. Not the same damage, but at the same time, it might not be as much of a loss as you may think, because you're also not just straight up saying, hey, I'm losing 3.5%. If you're looking at, you know, these logs comparatively, it might be like, okay, well, it's 0.5 compared to 4. You got to factor in the mastery effect as well, because you're putting a point in rituals, right? So it's hard to see in logs, but looking at sims, right? So I have my single target sim. Ran it earlier playing the dog build with Felguard, just the current M+ build, right? One target, 5 minutes, 109,000 DPS. Here it is with Felhunter. Bang, bang, rituals. 2,000 DPS less. 107k versus 109k. Honestly, that's pretty close. Just the passive mastery is buffing more things, all that stuff. You can see the raw damage increase here, like 21-1, 11-7, and obviously there's some variance and things too, and just less of a damage breakdown from Dog versus Felguard, but still, it's not a massive loss. Like baseline Felguard and single target, where is he even sitting? He's right here at 4.2. My imp is 1.2. Obviously playing Felhunter here. Pet damage. So to clarify as well, this is not Grimoire Implore. This is just my imp, or the dog, the Dreadstalker, if you want. The damage from these, Grimoire Implored is more damage than Grimoire Fel Ravager for the Grimoires. Damage from your baseline pet that you summon with like Summon Demon or whatever it's called. The imp, the dog, the Voidwalker are basically all the same. The Voidwalker has a very, very slight AoE pulse damage effect. Doesn't really matter. It's negligible. The imp and dog are the same in single target. The Sayad is theoretically a tiny bit more due to whiplash stacking the effect in single target, but it's basically pretty much negligible. If like the dog or Sayad have to run between targets, the imp is usually a little bit higher. But point being, the damage is all the same pretty much. So like this saying 1.2, the dog itself would be about 1.2. A 2k loss, you're having Spell Lock, a Purge, and Singe Magic is probably worth that trade-off. Looking at AoE here, so I have 828,000. I am playing the Felguard here. Comparatively to no Felguard, this is where it gets crazy. I lose 14,000 DPS. 14,000 DPS might seem like a lot. When you're doing 830k, it's not really. It's not. Now, don't get me wrong, Felguard's sitting here at like, what, where is he? He's sitting here at a whopping 2.7%, and my imp is sitting here at 0.2 comparatively. But when you're in AoE and or you're pulling multiple packs, and having the option to kick a mob and then also purge a mob in like Mizar Caverns with your Felhunter, that utility is something that I would trade my 10k DPS and my 2k DPS here for. Now, if you're in like lower keys or mid-tier keys, it doesn't really matter a whole lot to you, whatever, it's more than fine to keep playing the Felguard. Most are still going to play it, but the higher you go, needing that kick and or that purge, just more utility. It's relevant. Now, ways you can fix this: 12-1, just at some point soon, make Axe Toss a kick, a lockout somehow, reduce the cooldown on it. Cooldown wouldn't really make a difference, like playing it or not, but give it like a lockout at the same time. Make the Felguard just do more damage. If he's doing 8% damage, if he's doing this, where is it? If he's doing this damage, like he was when he was bugged, you're playing Felguard, and you're just saying, hey, yeah, I got no lockout. But when he's doing this, it brings the, you lose 2k DPS here, it brings the question, do I really need him? And honestly, the answer is probably not. The kick is more relevant, the purge can be more relevant, and honestly, if you need 2 purges, you can play 2 dogs. Otherwise, you play Grimoire Implored, and there you go. So, I wanted to yap a bit today about this. It's really interesting. It's been being talked about, or it's been discussed over the past few weeks a little bit, and seeing it in action, I'm down to play it, you know, today, whenever. On stream and give it a shot. I mean, this amount of damage, you won't feel a difference. Honestly, even here, like, it's outside margin of error being 50 DPS, but I don't think you'll really feel it a lot more here. But the extra utility you bring to your group, I think your group as a whole will feel it. Post 12.0.5 running keys, I've already heard twice, like, oh, where'd Demo's kick go? Oh, it has Axe Toss again? Great. Well, got to work that in somehow. Phenomenal. 2 kicks or a Spell Lock and an Axe Toss might have been a little strong in certain scenarios, but I can tell you, having a spell lock felt phenomenal, and I want that back. With this build, you just might actually get that back. So thanks for watching, guys. Wraps it up, and hopefully, for those that are unsure or been hearing about this a bit, hopefully help clarify as to why it's being played. There's a lot of reasons, honestly, and a lot of ways they can fix this. Buff the Felguard, change axe toss, give a second dog back, which is never going to happen, or second kick back, which is never going to happen. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. But I wanted to talk about today a bit. I played on stream a bit tonight as well, and just go from there. Honestly, there's some play times in the past where it's always very hard to drive home. Like, there's sims and there's actuality. And yeah, like Felguard might sim like 10k higher in AoE and 2k higher in single target. We've been harping a lot on single target and prior damage being relevant in dungeons, like playing rapidity and things over, like, you know, the AoE talents and stuff. At the same time, a very similar case, utility and having the ability to kick a mob in and having a purge is also very relevant in a lot of keys and a lot of settings. This is a prime example of that, where sims are a great tool, and like doing big damage is great, and sims are a great tool, but there's reality, good lord, that you have to find, like, oh, if I have a kick here, this saves them time, this saves that. It just makes things better and more consistent. And when you get to these higher keys, the higher thresholds, like 18, 19, 20 plus, you want to have that consistency and say, hey, I know this person can kick this in. I don't got to worry about this mob casting over here for 10 minutes until we get kicks back again. The purge is great. And if you have purge on your Felhunter baseline, I can play Singe as well. Also pretty good. And Imp itself with a Grimoire does more damage. So we'll see where it goes, but hopefully that's clarified a bit for you guys. If you guys have any weak courses, add-ons or profiles that I use, links appear as well as down below to the site, as well as the Discord. And I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons and supporters on Patreon for all support, as I always thank you for, well, all of it. Without your support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do and keep making content for you guys, and I am incredibly grateful. So thank you all. If you're looking at supporting on Patreon, also link up here as well as down below. I'm down to give this build a shot on stream. I guess today, this video's coming out Monday morning. I'll be around tonight a little bit, run some keys, slam some stuff, and see how it is. It's one of those things where you're probably not gonna really notice it or feel it, like damage-wise. It's sort of negligible, but you're gonna feel the utility. And having that utility feels pretty good. I can say that for a fact, because we had double kick for about a month before they took it away from us. So it might not be double kick, but it's spell lock, which is better than axe toss. Fingers crossed for 12-1. Some more changes coming in. This week we have videos coming out on Aff, Demo, and Destro. Should be 3 videos, like 1 for each spec, talking about what I want for 12-1. If you want to see that, check back soon. Sub to the channel. It means a lot. Thanks, guys. GG, GN. See you later. Peace.